Yeah. Biden signs a TikTok ban bill. Here we go. They asking what's next. Here we go. Watch out.
Another big story tonight. What next for TikTok? Is it really going to be banned here in the United States?
Our business and tech reporter Scott Budman is here with the very latest. Scott.
Well, Audrey and Raj, the House, the Senate, now the President have all signed off on TikTok either being sold by its Chinese owner ByteDance or being banned here. Many
Do
users
y'all think that that's fair, being forced to sell or be banned?
tell us they understand the concerns people have about the platform, but say losing it would hurt their business.
Yeah. Epstein is dead, not Weinstein. It is one of the things. Go ahead.
Yeah. These food prices?
Denaja Reese is a TikTok content creator. She says if the platform goes away, it will likely affect her bottom line. Is there money on the line here?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There's money on the line in numerous ways.
We don't walk away from our allies.
But President Biden signing a bill forcing TikTok's Chinese owner to sell or face a U.S. ban starts the clock ticking towards the end of what Denaja calls a boost to her career as a marketing professional.
And what's great about TikTok is that you can put out your expertise and experience in a way that just kind of goes straight to consumer and whoever your target audience is.
She make a good point right there, and I think that the biggest problem that a lot of people they may have with TikTok is because TikTok is another social media app. I get it. Damn it. But they do things totally different. Listen, they question stuff. Damn it. You get to argue some stuff out here in the doggone streets. They show innovative stuff and things that we may thought was facts, and people they doing some researching and stuff. It is basically the system is like not controlling people's mind on TikTok. TikTok is they is showing a lot of things that I think that society don't want TikTok to show and or don't want us to know.
170 million Americans use TikTok, but the app is owned by a Chinese company, and that has U.S. politicians nervous about the data it collects, who that data goes to, and the messages it sends out.
So the politicians is concerned about data being leaked or data being stolen. Every single social media platform collects data and do what they want to do with data. And you have a lot of Americans like, yes, TikTok, they should be banned because of data? Really?
Everyone seems to think in Congress that that this poses a threat to our national security.
Enough of a threat, even some TikTok users are concerned.
When I talk to some of my students, they actually share some of these same concerns that their peers are starting to believe conspiracy theories and information that is clearly false.
For its part,
so hold on, some of your students is concerned that some of their peers are starting to believe some conspiracy theories and things that is just false. But isn't that on every social media site? The things that's on TikTok is on Instagram. The things on Instagram is on YouTube. The things on YouTube is on Twitter. I don't understand.
Their peers are starting to believe conspiracy theories
and remember, we spoke out. We spoke about people is trying to make conspiracy theories. Well, conspiracy theorers sound crazy. Remember we just talked about that right there? I think that was Friday.
Information that is clearly false.
Information that's clearly false. Really. This is why government really don't like social media, because people they get to think for themselves.
For its part, TikTok is not going away without a fight. The company's CEO spoke today on the platform.
Rest assured, we aren't going anywhere. We are confident and we will keep fighting for your rights in the courts.
That's right. Shang Chao. You say, Willie, is TikTok in China is different than it is here. Here it's whatever in China, it's about education. Yeah. All right. The things that we see here on TikTok, they would never show to their people over there in China. China shows educational stuff, innovative stuff. They do not show this BS that is being showed in the United States. I think that that's real smart. I honestly do think that that's real smart because it don't dumb down the youth. But see, it's not just TikTok that has dumbed down the youth, or that is dumbing down the youth. It's all social media that's dumbing down the youth. Shout out to T. Lee for the $2 super chat. He said TikTok bans men's rights activities. Oh really? Oh hell, 10. Damn it, I thought that they was like a freer speech type thing. I thought that they was like freer than YouTube speech and stuff like that right there. But when you telling me that they is against or they is shutting down the men's rights thing, yeah, let's get them out of here then. Yup.
Okay, Scott, so TikTok CEO sounds pretty confident that the app will be sticking around. But how likely is it that it's actually going to survive this legislation?
It's interesting because the legislation comes down pretty hard, Audrey, but they do have 9 months to try to come up with a deal, either to fight this in court and say, hey, it violates our First Amendment rights, or to try to come up with some sort of a money-changing hands kind of deal where ByteDance somehow spins off TikTok to an American owner, keeps perhaps enough shares so that it can get enriched if there is some sort of an IPO.
I think the biggest problem is the U.S. is not in. The U.S. does not have its foot on TikTok. See, the U.S. has its foot on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and did this and this. They don't have their foot on TikTok because it's not owned by a American citizen. He said government employees can't have TikTok on government phones. Oh, really? Oh, say so for the people like me who could care less, how does this affect us? It doesn't. Listen, it really is going to affect people who have businesses. People who do business on TikTok. But another thing that people have to start to realize, because a lot of us, we deal with one specific app, one specific social media thing, because we get more numbers. If we do not start to spread our wings, we're going to be in trouble sooner or later. It is kind of like how people was on only YouTube, and then they monetized, they lost everything, they lose channels because you didn't bill up anywhere else. That should have been a teachable moment for a whole bunch of people. I do understand that a lot of you all is really banging on TikTok. You need to start trying to bang everywhere else too. Because you don't know what's about to happen.
There's a lot of money to be had in TikTok. It's been very successful.
See, this thing is about money. It's about money, and the government, they want their paper now.
The Chinese government, how much of a role do they play? We don't know. But ByteDance does not want to give this up. America does not.
You would not want to give your business up either.
Not want people to stay and give their data to a Chinese company. So
did you hear that? They do not want people to stay and give their information, get their data to a Chinese company. It's too late. They already have the information. What is we talking about?
America does not want people to stay and give their data to a Chinese company. So they're really.
So as long as we give our data to American companies, that's okay.
At loggerheads, but there is at least 9 months to try to come up with some sort of a resolution.
So many people are on TikTok.
I know.
There are 170 million of them here in the U.S.
It would
alone.
revolt.
Yeah, and other companies like Snapchat and Instagram, Google's YouTube are all saying, hey, we can get rich off this and get a whole lot of those TikTokers. But really, a lot of the people.
So now do y'all understand? Maybe everybody is in cahoots with getting rid of TikTok. Maybe Meta them, maybe Meta, Instagram, which is the same people, and Snapchat and Twitter. Maybe all of them is trying to get rid of TikTok because TikTok booming out.
Especially the content creators say they get from TikTok what they can't get from the other companies, and they really want to stay.
Yep.
9 months sounds like a long time, but
a lot of them, they actually do have freedom of expression a lot of times too. Not all, not all, not all, not all, not all, not all. But they get to say things that they can't say on other platforms like Instagram and or like YT.
Isn't really.
No, and it'll be a lot of follow-up to see what happens, but you can imagine the deals are already starting to be formulated now.
Okay.
We'll keep you posted.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Scott.
You bet.
The biggest problem is, just in my mind, we have to always understand something. If something can happen to this person, it can happen to you. If something can happen to this company, it can happen to your company. Always remember that. Yeah, let's get rid of TikTok. And what's going to happen when somebody try to get rid of Twitter? YouTube. Snapchat.
Well, something Scott will be following closely, obviously. If you haven't already, follow him on Twitter or X for his updates. His handle, @ScottButton.
Yeah. What's going to happen then? I don't like it. Damn it, but I also heard something else as far as China don't allow something. It is something. I can't think about it. But I don't think that the company should have to sell and or shut down. Like, I just really don't. I really don't. Because if that's the case, since we have so much of a problem with data and all this stuff, and why do we allow China to buy so much property? Why do we allow that? But data is the problem. Data is the problem. We allow them to buy infrastructure and land, but data is the only problem that we point out. Got it. Move right along. I ain't gonna eat much of you.